Hey everyone, I'm doing my reflection today for November 21st on competence doesn't compensate for insecurity. And I think it's a good scripture to reflect on. It's 1 Samuel 18 verse 9. And from that time on, Saul kept a jealous eye on David. So insecure leaders are dangerous to themselves, their followers, and the organizations they lead. That's because leadership position becomes an amplifier of personal flaws. Whenever negative baggage is there in life, you'll find that it gets heavier when you're trying to lead others. Unsure leaders have several common traits. The first one is they don't provide security for others. To become an effective leader, you need to make your followers feel good about themselves. So everybody has weaknesses, everybody makes mistakes, everybody has areas that we need to change in and we need to grow in. But if you keep amplifying that on your team is going to become discouraged and they're going to give up. They're not going to want to continue to perform, to improve performance, to reach that next level in your organization. Because why should they? Because all you're focusing on is their detractors, what they didn't do, how awful they are. So they won't want to stay with you. And especially if you have somebody like me that's performed as a top performer and you keep letting us go, we're going to say, well, you know what, you don't want us in your country, so help us leave. Help us go to the UK or go to Zimbabwe or South Africa. Even Christa Freeland is leaving this country. She's leaving, she's going to Oxford to help in Oxford. So what does that say about this country? Mark Carney also left. He left and he went to the UK and he ruined the country there. Now he came back, now he's ruining Canada. Because the Jesuit Forum has shown that women are being pushed into extreme poverty. Women are being pushed into places where we have no security, no property of our own. Our decision-making rights are being taken away from us. Even when I went to that meeting with the police, I was ordered to come. I was summoned from Pearson Airport. And yet, Pearson Airport had sent me an apology for the way I was treated. They apologized for what the security guards did to me. And they said, we're sorry you have to experience this harassment. And they sent me an email to apologize. And yet, on top of that, the Toronto police summoned me. And they forced me to go and get a psychiatric assessment. So I had to do what they wanted me to do, because I didn't have a choice. I had to go and get counseling, and then I had to complete everything, and my doctor had to document it on my files. And even today, when I ask my cousin for money, she'll say, we want you to go and get another psychiatric assessment and complete the treatment. I said to her, I don't need to. I've done everything I need to do. And we have this conversation every time I ask them for help because I don't have a job. This is the conversation we have. And that's why I didn't want to go and ask them. That's why I sent out the GoFundMe link. That's why I sent out the request to ask people to do an e-transfer, because every time I send a message to my cousins or to my aunts and uncles, they tell me that you need to go and get a psychiatric assessment. You need to complete the treatment that was suggested for you. And I keep telling them I've done everything I need to do. I have the support in place. I do take the help when I need it. I have my hypertension under control. So it's like that's what I prepare myself for. I don't allow it to hurt me anymore because that's the conversation we have. And it's not like I did anything wrong. I didn't lose my job on purpose. And I held my job at Teleperformance for 6 years because I know that the family have their own problems, their own finances, their own things they need to meet. I took the graveyard shifts. even though my doctor told me with your anxiety you shouldn't be working overnight, I took it because nobody else in this country would hire me. I send out thousands of applications every day to TD, to RBC, to CIBC, to all the hospitals. I send out global applications, but because I knew, or if I go to my uncle or my mother or I go to anybody else, the first thing they're going to say to me is, you need to get a psychiatric assessment done and you need to complete the treatment. Here's some links for how you can contact people for mental health support, and these are the things that you need to look at. I did all that. When I go to people for help, I don't go before asking and before checking out every other resource. And I told my cousin also, I put my name forward for the St. Vincent de Paul. It's not only me. Many of the people who are going to my church are asking for help from the St. Vincent de Paul. And I've been asking for help for my mother, for financial help, from the time she came to Canada. Because she doesn't have a pension, and neither do I. I don't have a pension, I don't get any financial compensation, and I don't ask unless it's an emergency. I don't. Even when I moved in here, like my cousin Sharon said to me, why don't you look for a community pool? I said to her, no, I use the pool here, but when I moved in here, we didn't have the pool. We didn't have all these amenities. We didn't have anything. They built it later on. So, it's very discouraging to see, and also the investments that Mark Carney is bringing in. He's building investments with all the Arab leaders, with all the Muslim countries, so he can get richer with his Brookfield Asset Management and all the companies he owns. He's supposed to work in the interest of the public. He's supposed to make sure that people like me who have lost our jobs and our EI has ran out, that we have some kind of basic income coming in, that we don't have to go and line up at food banks. Instead, he's making this country like a war country. He's implemented food programs in schools. He's implemented things that are creating paupers. And he did the same thing in the UK. He did the same thing. So that's why I'm willing to go back. Because I didn't study and educate myself and bring my mother to Canada so that I can be pushed into poverty and cleaning jobs and dead-end call center jobs. Even the call center wants me to leave. They want me to get a better paying job and a management job because it's a dead-end job. And this is very un-Christian, what Mark Carney is doing. I don't know what his book Values is about, but he's only looking after his own interests, and he's only putting himself first. Why is Christian Freeland leaving this country to go to England? I also want to go to England. I also want to go and work at Oxford and all these nice big education places and be able to teach theology and have a nice life. Not to just sit at home, not feel secure in my country, not feel like, oh, you buy all your clothes. First they tell you, oh, you need to upgrade your closet. Then you upgrade your closet, you have all the clothes and everything ready, then they don't hire you. So what kind of country is this? What kind of country is it? Even the Olympians are running drug cartels here. So it doesn't leave me with a good feeling. It doesn't. The second point is that they take more from people than they give. Insecure people are on a continual quest for validation, acknowledgement, and love. Because of that, their focus is on finding security, not instilling it in others. If you instill that security in others, they go on to do good things. They go on to help other people then. They mentor others. They help others to come up as well. The people that I mentored, they left Canada. One of them is working in America, Fatima Zara. She got a nice job in education there with one of the universities. The other girl, she also left. The people I mentor do very well, and yet me, the person who does the mentoring, who does the giving, who does the helping, I'm not getting any of those jobs. I get attacked, I get calls put through to the call center, I get hounded every place I work, I get demoted, I get the Muslims promoted over me. Even though I'm nice to them, and I support them, and I know they don't understand things sometimes, I'm the one that gets the brunt of it. Because those are the types of leaders we have in place in this country. The third point is they continually limit their best people. Show me an insecure leader and I'll show you someone who cannot genuinely celebrate victories. The leader might even take credit personally for the best work of the team. And that's what happens to me. I'm continually limited, I'm continually not chosen for the best paid jobs, I'm continually sidelined, I'm continually left out. And it's not just in my work that I'm paid for, it's also in the volunteering positions. People volunteer in this country to get experience and to prove themselves and to bring in their ideas. And despite doing all that, I'm still not getting the breaks. I'm still not getting the good paid jobs. I'm still not getting the opportunities to travel. I'm still not getting the opportunities to be the one to earn that good salary. Despite doing all that, despite sponsoring my mother, reuniting the family, helping friends and family to come together, despite all that and all the work I've done in the church, I'm the one that gets treated the worst. I am. And then it's like, oh, how does she cope? How does she even manage? I just put my faith in the Lord because I don't have anything else that I can do. Even with Roger Federer, I invited him to come. I told him I want a photo with him, Justin Trudeau, all these other people, Bono. Did they do it for me? No, they didn't. But for other people, they'll do it. So that's how they are. So why should I? I don't give them my heart. I would be devastated. If I had given them my whole heart, I would be devastated. But I'm like, oh, you know what? You don't know what you lost. Like Ramaphosa said, you don't know what you're losing. So if that's how you want to treat me, good luck to you. I'm also taking that approach now because I'm tired of it. And the fourth point, they continually limit their organization. When followers are undermined and receive no recognition, they become discouraged and eventually stop performing at their potential. And when that happens, the entire organization suffers. And you don't have to go very far in Canada to see that. If you go into any of the TD branches, you'll see how exhausted the people look, the frontline people, and how you can see the problems they're dealing with. And the people at the top don't care. If they did care, we wouldn't have had all the money laundering problems, the gift card scam that we had with TD. We wouldn't have had the drug cartels being supported. You think that they don't know where that guy is? That guy, the Olympian they're looking for. You think they don't know? They know. The police in this country are very, very good. You don't know the amount of attacks they stop, the amount of terrorist attacks and all that. Okay, we had that cyber attack at one of the airports. But I mean, other than that, they're very, very good. You think you're telling me they don't know where he is? They know. They know. They can track people through your internet. They can track you through your phone. They can track you through there's global surveillance today. There is. How come they could track me all over the world when I didn't do anything wrong? And yet they can't find him. It's very, very sad. And you can see it at teleperformance. The amount of times that people like me spoke up and we said there's too much pressure, it's too much back-to-back calls, 3 chats at a time. You don't even give us time to create policies and put them together. You want us to research that while we're on the call. We're getting shouted at, we're getting blasted. And on top of all that, if you get one detractor, you blame it on us when it's the company's fault. Now they landed up getting fined millions. But they don't want to listen to their best workers. They don't want to promote us. They don't want to get us into those HR manager jobs and the communication jobs and the permanent jobs where we'll also get a pension and benefits and be looked after and be able to provide for our families and have health care and dental care. They don't want to do all that for us. With the little that I had, I found when I worked at TD, I found a private doctor. My doctor, Dr. Ng, wasn't at a clinic. He was a private doctor, and that's why I got the best treatment. He was very thorough with my documentation, with what he recommended. He didn't prescribe drugs easily and for nothing. Everything was very well taken care of for me. And I pushed back on the executives when I needed to. I wasn't there to just be a yes man or a yes woman. So if you want to look at why this is relevant and why this Bible teaching matters, look at the companies in Canada. Look at who they are employing, promoting, and giving the best jobs, the plum opportunities to go to the G20, to travel. You're not going to the G20 to rub shoulders with the politicians and the hobnobs and eat the food and drink the drink. You're going there to make a difference. You're going there to shape public policy. You're going there to stand up to companies like the Global Fund that are promoting sex, prostitution as work. That's what you're going there for. Any normal woman would not consider selling sex as work. Any normal woman would not consider going in to clean somebody's place and saying, oh yes, we'll have sex in the process and you can pay me for that as well. Anybody with good values would not want that. You would not want that for yourself, and you would not want it for your children, male or female. If you do, there's something wrong with you. You're deranged. Any normal person would not say it's okay to have harem parties and send somebody like me or anybody text messages saying, I hope you have the lube ready. We're coming to have a harem party. After we finish masturbating, keep some of that soup for us. It's not a joke to me. Oh, you look nice tonight. Let's have some dick ready. Be prepared for some dick. It's not a joke. It's sick. It's a sick mind that will do that. And I'm not joking. You saw that case about that young guy. He killed a woman. He ran over her and he killed her. And he killed somebody else. He had mental health problems. They're going to kill him. They have the death penalty in America. These people are not right in the mind. And you can't tell me that, oh, it's based on religion and religious accommodation. So how come I couldn't get religious accommodation to go to church for Good Friday and Easter and Christmas? How come I couldn't get any investment into my becoming a spiritual director or training for HR at TD when I was working as an executive assistant? How come? Why is there special treatment for some and not for others? You don't have to look at other countries. You have to look at Canada, that's promoting medical assistance in dying with no safeguards, that's promoting having drug sites, and then children are picking up those needles and injecting themselves. In Vancouver, where they're selling hard drugs like popcorn, and saying, oh no, you're an educated person, you can make a choice. That's not right. It's not right. And I stand up to it. I stand up to it even if my elders or my cousins or anybody else says, it's okay. I say, no, it's not okay. Because when they want me to do it, you'll turn around and say it's okay. If you don't have anything else, you should become a prostitute. If you don't have anything else, you should become a sex worker. If you don't have anything else, you should become a surrogate mother and sell your baby. That's what you'll say to me. Because what you choose for somebody else, you also choose for your own family. If you don't, then what's the point of calling yourself Christian? Because that caste system and all that they have in India, it still happens here. It happens here with racism, it happens with disability, it still happens. It still happens, and I don't care what people say, it's the truth. Why is it that somebody with my education, with my diligence, with my reliability, with my track record in this country, cannot get into a good paying job paying over 60,000 a year or 70,000 a year? You need to earn at least 80,000 a year to even think about buying a property here. I was earning 40,000 when I bought that property because I qualified for the high-end ratio mortgage. So they don't care that they're pushing single women into poverty, that we can't provide for ourselves and our families. They don't care. They want to do more building and line the pockets of Mark Carney. I also want to go to Oxford with Christa Freeland. I want to go and work there and teach there, or somewhere else where I can get a teaching job in theology. What's the point of staying in a country if there's no hope for the future? What's the point? It's not only me saying it. Millions of people are saying it, including the people that have to line up at the food banks and at the job banks. Teleperformance is not a good company, but I stayed there because I couldn't get anything else. And the question for today is, do you recognize any of these qualities in your leadership? So they're good questions to reflect on. And if we're not hard on ourselves, then we can't expect others to help us. We have to look at ourselves and what we are doing and how we are living our lives and what we are doing. I did everything I could before I went to the family for money, because I always land up in tears. I approached every company for a loan. I approached every church. I approached every non-profit. I approached even the people I volunteered with. And I said, I don't have any money for our family. Can you please help me with any amount that you can? I wrote to even the people I volunteered with on the one campaign. I wrote to all of them. I contacted all the people that I worked with at TD, at all the companies. Even the HRPA, I told them as well. I contacted them. The regulators, the people who organize the events for HRPA, I contacted all of them. And I said, I don't have any money. I can't pay my rent. I don't have money for transit. I don't have money for anything. Can you please help me with any amount? Before I contacted my cousin and my aunts and uncles, I didn't go to them first. In the past, before my Uncle Marcus told me what about Jody and that he's not willing to help me, I would have gone to them first. I would have approached Uncle Marcus and Uncle Louis first before I went to anybody else and Uncle Cyril. But because they told me, get on with your life, we're not going to help you, we're not interested, we're living on a fixed budget, and what about Jody? I go to them last. I go to them last. They are the last people I approach when I need help. I turn to my friends as well. I ask all my friends first. And then when everything else fails, then I go to my cousin and I ask her. That's what I do. And that's what I suggest others do. Because family have got their own problems, they've got their own things. We are the last people that they consider, especially if you have a position in the church. If you're like me, if you're like a spiritual director or you're a priest, we are the last people that they want to help. The church doesn't give us anything for what we do. So that's why I went to them, and I hope that they will be able to help me, because I know how difficult things are. And believe you me, I didn't come to this country for this. I came to this country to get a good paid job, to work hard, to travel, to have a good life. God has blessed me with being resilient, and God has blessed me, He's helped my health to come back with the help of my doctors. But nobody, believe you me, nobody wants to come to you to ask you for your help, especially when you're family. We are the last people I want to ask for help is family. The very last.